Hello everyone. Removing stars from a string is easy. You're given a string S which contains stars, like this, and it says that you want to remove the closest non-star character to the left of every star you find, as well as remove the star itself. Return the string after all stars have been removed. Okay, so if we have to remove characters to the left of the stars and we want to iterate through a string, instead of finding a star and then going backwards somehow, we could iterate in reverse, starting from the last character in the string, and then every time we find a star, we can we can skip a character. If we add these characters in reverse, so add characters in reverse, skipping when stars, skipping when you have stars. So what if we have multiple stars in a row? Well, then you know you can skip two of these characters later. So don't add stars to result string. Skip characters when you have stars. So we need to make stars. We need to collect stars. So we need to, every time we find a star, increment the star variable. And we also need to have a result string to add to. So let's iterate in reverse over this string for let I equal s dot length minus 1. While it is greater than or equal to 0, keep going to the left. And if it so happens to be a star, then instead of removing or skipping immediately, we just know that we have a star. And if it's not a star, then we remove from our stars. So stars minus minus. So what this is saying is else if not 0 stars and not a star itself. So if we find a star, then we add to the stars. If the next character is not a star, then we remove from the stars, as long as we have stars to remove. And then finally, we add to our results. So result plus equals s of I. So let's look at this. So we have a normal character. It's not a star. And then we don't have stars, so we add E to our string. Now we find a star, and we add it to the stars. Okay, now we go to here. It's not a star, and we have stars. So we remove a star, and it does not get added. We have a 0 and a C, and in this case we have 0 stars, so they're going to get added. So we add 0 and then C. And then we have 2 stars in a row. And then we have 2 letters in a row while we have stars. And so we remove stars instead of adding them to the thing. And then we can add E and L. And then what we want to do is reverse this string. So we need to break it into an array first. So return result.split splits it into array, and to reverse it easily in one line, we need to make it from a string to an array. And now we can turn it back into a string, like this. And that's it. Moving stars from a string.